Let's talk about adding collision in Unreal Engine. So this is one of the most fundamental things for developing a game in Unreal, is adding collision. So whenever you import a static mesh object, you can add collision directly to it. So in this case, this egg monster low is the mesh we're going to be editing. So just double click on your mesh. And if you're zoomed out really far and the actual model is small, which is, it depends on your export settings. You can export so it looks like, you know, normal size, but if it's really small, you can reduce your camera speed, hold down right click in the viewport, and then hit W, A, S, and D to move around to kind of reposition to see the model. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to go to the collision tab, and if you can't click on remove collision, no collision is added. So there's different types of collision. So here's like a sphere, and you can edit the sphere. So you can refine it a little bit. Now it is a sphere, so if you try to scale it down just by one axis, you cannot do that. So we'll actually remove this, so we'll remove the collision. We can add a capsule. A capsule would be good for this type of enemy because it's similar to the shape. A capsule is essentially an egg, and with a capsule you can adjust each individual axis. So you can see here we can fine tune this to fit the shape of this egg. You can also click and then just, like, you can click on the collision and just delete it by hitting the delete key, or you can go down to the drop down and remove it. There's these simplified collisions. These can be good as well. So let's try each one of these. So like 10 DOP, X, Y, and Z, 18 DOP simplified, 26 DOP simplified. These will look at the mesh and create a collision to try to fit the shape of it. And usually it's larger than the mesh, so what you would want to do is fine tune it. So you click on the collision, and then you can hit W, E, and R to get to like your move, your rotate, and your scale, and you can scale it to fit the model a little bit better. So now it's much closer. The nice thing about this collision is it has like flat surfaces, so if you wanted to be able to jump on top of this enemy and stand on it, you could now. You still could with the other thing, but it would be a much simpler collision interaction because flat surfaces are usually like better for, you know, landing and stuff like that. But this is this definitely has more triangles than the previous result, but it's still pretty decent. So let's try a 10 DOP. So collision, 10 DOP. So this one's not as good. We wouldn't want to use this because like side parts of it are kind of messed up. So I would just delete this. We can try 18 DOP. This is reasonable. It's similar to 26. And then we also have auto convex collision. So this should bring up a dialogue. Now you can increase or decrease the detail in this. So this is the default setting. If you increase it, it'll add more triangles and more sections, and it'll make it more refined. So it made it pretty quickly. So what I can actually do, the nice thing about this one is it tries to have it conform to the shape right away, so you don't even have to adjust it. And if you ever want to view collision, you can go to lit mode and click on player collision, and it will show you what the collision is. And you can also see the level of detail of the collision. Very detailed collisions can be finicky and can actually cause some problems with like movement and stuff like that. Not always, but in some instances. So you don't always want very complex collision. So in this case, this result is okay, but if you want to redo that, the nice thing about auto convex is if you just create a new one, it'll just get rid of the old one. So let's increase the hull count, let's increase the max verts, and then let's increase the precision. The higher these numbers are, the longer it takes to produce the results. But in this case, it actually made it pretty quickly. Then we can go lit, player collision. And you can see it actually makes it in sections sometimes. This is definitely more precise than the previous results. So let's actually test that. Kind of stand on it. So one thing to be aware of as well is when you have weird collision like this, sometimes you can run up on it. You can also view collision under here, so lit, player collision. So I'm actually able to jump on this little section here and then run up this. So if you want that, that's fine, but just be aware of that can happen when you use auto convex collision. Let's go back to lit mode. We'll increase the camera speed to 2 just to get back to our little guy. And then we will go to collision, remove collision, and then collision, add 26 DOP. I think that was the best result overall. The capsule was also pretty good. Actually, yeah, let's do a capsule. So collision, remove collision, collision, add a capsule. And then we'll just refine the shape. You can click on it to get the gizmo to appear. I think that's pretty good. It extends a little bit beyond it, but if you're using weapons, like if you're shooting this thing, you probably won't notice. Like that's probably fine. And you can always do custom collision as well. You can actually use a 3D model as your collision, so you can have like a collision layer that's like a simplified version of your model, so you have exact control. To do that, let's see. So it's under collision, under complex mesh. You actually add the mesh here. So you'd import a separate 3D model. And what that would do is you would drag and drop that into here, or just browse to it by clicking on the none. And you can actually use the mesh itself. This mesh is pretty detailed, so actually I'll show that just because it's definitely... Now you would want to hand make this. Your 3D artist would want to make this, or you as a 3D artist would want to make this. But what we can do is we can use the actual egg, and then you have to use complex mesh. So here we go. So under collision complexity, so project defaults, we'll just do whatever the project's defaults are. You can also use simple collision as complex, or use complex as simple. So using complex as simple now uses this geometry. Now this mesh is pretty detailed, and you don't want to do this unless there's a really good reason for doing so, because it's like you don't want your collision to be too complicated. So what you would want to do is make a very simplified version of this that's exactly what you want, and you would use that. So a simplified different version of the model. So now if we actually play, this is why you don't want to use that. It actually needs to like render, or not render, it needs to like buffer the object. So when you interact with a complex collision like this, it will work, but very often it lags your system. So you don't want your collisions to be complex. So you would not want this. You would want a very simplified version of it for exact collision. If you want manual control, you would not want to do this. Now, if you always want to revert it, what you can do is just click on this, go to clear, and then go for complex collision complexity, just project defaults. It removes the collision. We can go back to normal view mode, collision, and we'll just add like a 26 DOP in this case, scale down a little bit. So for this one, I would use the 26 DOP results or a capsule collision, both of which would be fine. And if you were to make a custom collision for this, you would basically want it to kind of look like how the 26 DOP looks, but more simplified. So here, let's see if we can see. Let's turn this down. Yeah, you basically want it to be something like this, where you just have like simple planes, and you could make something like this pretty quickly with basic 3D modeling. And you could even make it in ZBrush using ZModeler, and then export the file. It doesn't even need to be UV'd, because you just need the geometry. But this would probably be like the best result. Something simple. You don't want your collision to be crazy, because it'll lag the game. So now when we have the simple collision, we'll have collision lag for the first time. Now it does it for the first time, but if every one of your objects is like super detailed collision, every single time you touch or interact with something, it's gonna like freeze your game for a second. So let's say we want the 26 DOP version of the collision where we can run up the angle and like step on this enemy's head. And then get up here, for example. That is pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. This is adding collision to your assets, your creatures in Unreal Engine. The next video, I'm going to show how to set up a basic blueprint for props, which is very useful, so you can just drag and drop the props into a scene, and they have everything set up already, like their size is correct, their collision is good, and so on. Because you really don't want to be dragging in... So let's turn this back to lit mode. You really don't want to be dragging in models and like scaling them up. That's just weird and awkward, especially if they import very small like this. You really want to be dragging in... Oops, it's deleted the floor there. You really want to be dragging in blueprints that are preset, that have all the settings you want, because then you can actually just import your props, build the presets, and then drag and drop those as needed, and even make like reference them in code. So if you wanted to automatically, you know, spawn some enemy types, you would have blueprints that you could reference to then create. So we'll do that in the next video. Definitely like and subscribe if you enjoyed this or found this useful. Drop a comment, let me know what you think, and also feel free to suggest videos for Unreal Engine, for Substance Painter, or for ZBrush. One thing I am going to be doing, I'm going to be starting a series for anatomy sculpting in ZBrush, where I'm going to break down every single part, starting with the human head. So we'll start with the head, and we'll just start with like the basics of shaping a head, and then I'll do like ears, nose, eyes, mouth, all that stuff, you know, hair, different things like that. Hair isn't really anatomy, but we'll do tutorials for hair. But yeah, definitely subscribe if those sound interesting, and I'll see you in the next one.